Hi. I'm going to do something that needs to be done. Uh, there's a lot of people out there doing things like who they think the Antichrist is, uh, what the mark of the beast will be, things like that. And those things, while they are interesting, certainly, they really don't have anything to do with a Christian that is keeping up with God's word, and thus will not be here when all that happens. We'll be watching it from heaven because this will be after the rapture. Um, I'm going to be in a couple of chapters, books actually. Um, one is going to be Matthew chapter 15. And starting in verse 1, it says, Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, and this is Jesus, fixing to be red letters, Why do you also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? There's a difference here, commandment of God and your tradition. For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But you say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus you have made the commandment of God of none effect by your tradition. You hypocrites, well did Esaias prophesy of you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. And he called the multitude and said unto them, Hear and understand. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth a man. And Jesus was talking about, commandments of God, and versus what they thought was right. Doing right, what is right in his own eyes is what it comes down to. And that's not a good thing, simply because it's not a commandment of God. I think it's a good thing to have a brand new car to drive. Does that mean that's going to get me into heaven? No. So we need to pay attention to what God says, not what we think, not what somebody else says, or anything else. And I've preached on this part right here before, but this is basically what Jesus was talking to him about there. This is in Deuteronomy chapter 21, starting in verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him will not hearken unto them, basically, he's not going to listen. They can get on to him, but he's like, yeah, whatever. It's modern language, of course. And we've all heard that before. Now it's going to tell you what you need to do about that. And this is verse 19 and on. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. course, today, drunkard, that's going to go into the druggies, right? And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. Why do they do that? Sounds mean, right? Well, cursing your mother and father, not doing what they tell you is right, doing what you think is right, that's bad. Okay, so I'm going to finish this up here. I'm going to read verse 21 in its entirety now. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. See, a lot of people made light of or simply told stupid things about the old days where they had the hangings, public hangings, out on the courthouse square. The reason they did that wasn't so they could have picnics and blah, 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 blah. Certainly, I'm sure a lot of people had what we used to call dinner on the ground around there because they didn't want to miss this. And they didn't want to see someone hanged. It was real simple and easy to understand when you think about it. And that is this. It says, all Israel shall hear and fear. Now, they got a horse thief up here, bank robber, murderer, whatever, that they're fixing to hang here. And why would you want your family there to witness this? Sounds horrible, right? Ain't a pretty way to die, I can tell you that. But here's the thing. Little Billy, notice not little Johnny, little Billy, see that guy up there? He used to go to the saloon every night when his parents told him not to do that, but he did it anyway. And he got drunk one night, stole a horse. Guy came out, tried to stop him. He killed the guy. 2 days later, he went and robbed a bank so he'd have the money to live on because he can't sponge off his parents anymore. And he got caught. And this is what's fixing to happen to him. Now, you go out to the saloon every night, get drunk. Eventually, you're going to do something stupid like this. You're going to steal a horse. The guy tries to stop you. You're going to shoot him, kill him. And then you're going to have money to live on. And instead of working for money to live on, you're going to go rob a bank, a saloon, whatever you're going to do, steal cattle. And you do, and this right here is going to happen to you just like it's happening to him. Now watch him do that Texas two-step down at the end of that rope and tell me if you think that's a good thing. It says, so shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. You need to learn from other people's mistakes. I have older brothers. Believe me, I learned from their mistakes. Yes, I learned from some of mine too. But the most important part about all this is you learn from something that will not kill you. Don't let it get to that point. Don't be doing drugs or, like it says here, a drunkard. all of those things lead to death. For the wages of sin is death. Avoid that stuff. Listen to your mother and your father, and certainly you listen to the Father who is making these laws. That's God. If your parents are teaching you godly principles, listen to them. I love y'all. I'll see you next time.